Hello, successionaires, and welcome to the TV and conference call talk show, The Road to Success. I'm your host, Professor William Murray, and as always, the God in me greets and blesses the God in you. This talk show is all about you. We talk about any and everything that you may want to talk about. I get requests for shows, and with it being the end of January and right around the corner is Black History Month, although Black History starts every January 1 and goes to December 31. The talk show is here to help you build and grow you, give you knowledge, information, education, and like I always tell you, if you know something, teach us. If you learn something, teach us. If you know something, tell us. The TV and conference call show is sponsored by the Millionaire Mastermind Institute, which is an institute for entrepreneurs and future entrepreneurs. It's here where millionaire mindsets and lifestyles are made. We take you from idea to implementation and beyond. You know, this show now, I'm into my 10th year doing the show, The Road to Success. I've helped many people succeed in that for which they're seeking. I've helped many people. I can help you. We can help you. All you have to do is call the Institute at 240-619-2019. That's 240-619-2019. Let me do this so you'll have it. I enjoy doing what I'm doing, and I'm really looking really forward to what I'm going to do for the month of February. But this evening is titled to show is Black History. Because now this stupid stuff, I almost said something I'm supposed to say, that they're talking about where they don't want us teaching Black history in the schools. Don't tell about the cruelty of the white man in the existence of America. There was race theory, the race theory. That's a bunch of bull. They don't want you to know. Well, I'm gonna give you something. What I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna give you some Black inventors. I'm gonna tell you about what Black folks have done. Some of the inventions there, that we weren't allowed to have inventions. So they had to file for the invention patent because they wouldn't allow us to when they get the credit when we the one that invented it. But I'm gonna give you the how you doing, Miss Queen? My Queen, glad to see you on. See Maggie. Oh, let me see who else I got on here. Let me do this real quick. Because I forgot to log on to one of my computers. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. There be I. Okay. I'm gonna give you some of the inventions that we did, and there are so many more. I'm gonna cover the rest of them during the month of February, and I'm gonna bring on some heavy hitters for the month of February. Those of you online, go ahead and post in. Those of you on the live line, to speak up when you want to speak up. And those of you on social media, type into the feed and I'll read your feed, and we'll go from there. Y'all, there are so many inventions. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to read them all, but there are a bunch of them, maybe about 20 or 30. Let me start off by letting you know about what year they invented what they invented, and they were Black inventors. Air conditioning unit, Frederick M. Jones in 1949. The Almanac by Benjamin Banneker in 1791. Auto cutoff switch, Granville T. Woods in 1839. Auto fishing device, George Cook, 1899. Let me do this so I won't lose my spot. Let me do it like this. Baby buggy, William H. Richardson, 1889. Biscuit cutter, Alexander P. Ashburn, 1875. Blood plasma bag, Charles Drew in 1945. Chamber commode, Thomas Elkins, 1897. Clothes dryer, George T. Sampson, 1971. Curtain rod, Samuel R. Scrotum, 1892. Curtain rod support, William S. Grant, 1896. Doorknob, Osborne Dorsey, 1878. Now, all of these are Black inventors, y'all. Doorstop, Osborne Dorsey, 1878. Egg beater, William Johnson, 1884. Electric lamp bulb, Louis Latimer, 1882. Elevator, Alexandra Miles, 1867. Eye protector, Powell Johnson, 1880. Fire escape ladder, Joseph N. Winters, 1878. Fire extinguisher, Thomas Marshall, 1872. Folding bed, Leonard C. Bailey, 1899. Folding chair, Nathaniel Alexander in 1911. Fountain pen, Walter B. Purvis, 1890. Furniture caster, David A. Fisher, 1878. Now I'm asking you, how many of these are you using right today? Think about what that. How many are you using right today? Gas mask, Garrett Morgan, 1914. A golf tee, George T. Grant, 1899. Guitar, Robert F. Fleming Jr., 1886. Hairbrush, Lydia O. Newman, 1898. Hand stamp, Walter B. Purvis, 1883. Ice cream scoop, Alfred Crail, 1897. Insect destroyer gun, Albert C. Richardson, 1899. Ironing board, Sarah Boone, 1887. A keychain, Frederick J. Loudon, 1894. Lantern, Michael C. Harvey, 1884. Lawn sprinkler, John H. Smith, 1897. Lemon squeezer, John Thomas White, 1893. Lock, Washington A. Martin, 1893. Lubricating cup, Elijah McCoy, 1895. Lunch pail, James Robinson, 1887. Mailbox, Paul L. Downing, 1891. Mop, Thomas W. Stewart, 1893. Peanut butter, George W. Carver, 1896. Pencil sharpener, John L. Love, 1897. Record player arm, Joseph H. Dickinson, 1819. Rolling pin, John W. Reed, 1864. Shampoo headrest, Charles Orrin Bailiff, 1898. Spark plug, Edmund Berger, 1839. Stethoscope, Thomas A. Carrington, 1876. Straightening comb, Madam C.J. Walker, 1905. Street sweeper, Charles B. Brooks, 1890. Phone transmitter, Granville T. Woods, 1884. Thermostat control, Frederick M. Jones, 1960. Traffic light, Garrett Morgan, 1923. And the tricycle, Matthew A. Cherry, 1886. Now, you know there are a lot more closer to today's date. I could name a few right off the top of my head, but I'd rather have a list like I have this evening. But how many of these inventions do you use? Just think, if they were not invented, where will we be today? Like I asked you, how many of these do you use? Have you used? Are you still using? So you got to realize we're brilliant people. We didn't come here as slaves. We were made into slavery, forced into slavery. We were doctors, inventors, architects, you name it. We were entrepreneurs. We were kings. We were queens. Long before we came to America. Long before we got here. Take pride in your people and what you have done under all of the circumstances that we have to go through on a daily basis. Look at what is going on right this moment. All of this voter suppression stuff that's going on. And so here's the thing that the Caucasians don't think and realize. If you're doing voter suppression to keep us from voting, and you're cutting down on the way we can vote and the voting machines, and we were standing in line for 10 hours, well, now, so will you have to stand in line, because we're going to vote. So that means now the lines are going to be 15, 18 hours, but you got to stand in line, but you for voter suppression. See, what the damage done to us is also going to be a repercussion to the Caucasians. Think about it. They're telling you that we're going to change the laws because voting was too easy and too many of y'all voted. And if everyone votes like they voted last time, the Republicans will not win another damn seat. And they realize that. That's what they're saying. That's why they're working on voter suppression so hard. That's the reason they want that I can't think of what is good. where they want to take all the black education out of the schools. They got books they want to take. They want to take slavery out of the history books. They want to take Hitler and say what he did wasn't bad and start teaching that it wasn't bad what he did when he did what he did to the Jews. What the hell kind of education are you trying to give? Talking about you're going to make our children feel guilty if we tell the truth about how y'all have treated the world, the people of color, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Spanish. You got to hide. You want to hide the cruelness of your ancestors. I'm not being anti-white, y'all. I'm really not just being pro-black. I want to wake you up. Tuesday is February the 1st, what they call Black History Month. Now, I'm going to tell you what they did for us, what they did on that. They said, we will give you a Black History Month. But you know what the trick was? They made the shortest month of the year Black History Month. Why is that? Because that's still a slap in the face. You're right, Jenny. You should be able to vote by mail and email. You should also be able to vote by Dropbox. You should. They took voting in Florida from 45 days down to 14. Why? They got now where you can't have souls to the polls, which is Sunday when the churches use their buses to bus the parishioners to the voting booth, to the voting location, the voting booths. And now they're saying you can't do that. I can't bring you water or bring you a chair or bring you something to eat while you're in line. You're right, Jenny. All votes count. But if they're going to suppress you from voting, where's the fairness in that? That's why I'm telling you, you must. It is a must. It is a must. It is a must that you got to check the voting rolls to make sure that you're still eligible. They haven't eliminated you from being able to vote because they're trying. They have over 500 voter suppressing bills in 49 states. Over 500 voter suppression bills in 49 states. Think about that. If you had it, and like they said, the last vote in 2020 was the most secure voting system ever in the history of America. Why would you change it if it was so successful? Because the reason they're changing it is because they lost. See, if Trump would have won, we've been going through this shit. But if Trump would have won, you wouldn't have had the money that they gave you, that $1,500, that $2,000, that unemployment. You would have got none of that. Where would you have been had not you had that? See, here's the thing that I don't understand. I really, 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 really don't understand. So those of you online or somebody in the feed, please explain this to me because I don't know. I need help here, y'all. I do. West Virginia, Kentucky, Arizona, Wisconsin. Those are some of the poorest states in the nation. Everything about them is in last place. Drugs, drug overdoses, education, jobs, people on welfare. If you're last, why are you still voting for the people that's got you, that put you there? But you still vote for them. 3, 4, 5 generations of Republicans. And you've been poor for 4 or 5 generations, but you keep voting for the same daggone officers, same people. Why are you cutting off your nose to spite your face? Because here's what they're doing. What they're doing is they got the situation where it's black against the white instead of the poor against the rich. Because they're the ones that pass. The people with money are the ones passing these laws. And you keep voting. I don't get why you are letting your 4 or 5 generations poor. Now, I just heard this guy call in to Joe Banton's show last week. And it freaked me out. He says, my grandfather told me that Democrats are for the poor and Republicans are for the people with money, for rich. So I'm going to vote Republican because I'm one day hoping to be rich. What sense does that make? You've been 4 or 5 generations poor and you're still voting Republican. What sense does that make? You're going to vote Republican because your grandfather said that Democrats are for the poor. Well, hell, you're poor. 4 or 5 generations poor. And you still voting for the Republicans. It makes no sense. You're voting against your best interest. That's not thinking logically. And for them to take Black history out of education and not teach that the cruelty that you've done to the world and are still doing to the world. Fess up and change what the mistake was instead of eliminating it out of the history books. Thank you, Jenny. Get it, Mr. Murray. I'm getting it. I want to open some eyes out here this evening, y'all. Like I said, I'm not being anti-white. I'm just being pro-Black. I'm being correct. I'm giving you lessons that you need to know and learn. And for those of you who don't vote, you're voting for the Republicans, for that which does not hold in your interest. Look at January the 6th. You know damn good and well when they talk about, well, those were just tourists. And then now they're trying to say that Black people planned that and caused that. Can you believe that? You saw 2 or 3 Black people doing the whole march, doing the whole protest. And they saying, I mean, y'all, and you're eating it up. Fox News is one of the worst things out there. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And y'all eat it up. It makes no sense. Look at the Attorney General just got accepted in Florida. Couldn't even answer a straight out question. Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you think? No, that she hasn't. Does the vaccine work? And do you know he never answered it? She asked him 5 times, straightforward, yes or no, does the vaccine work? And he didn't answer the question. And do you know they appointed him Attorney General for Florida? Think about that. He couldn't even answer a straight yes or no question. But yet they still voted him in. Think about that, y'all. Look at who they're putting in place to do things of their bidding. Now, Biden says he's going to appoint a female Black judge to the Supreme Court. And do you know some of the things that they said? That it was wrong to do that. To eliminate the white people from that position. And then they had a Black lady come on and say it wasn't fair. Well, hell, look what they did with the last 2 judges that Trump appointed. They did it within 2 weeks. First time ever it's been under 90 days. Look what they did to Obama. Wouldn't even discuss his appointed person for the Supreme Court. Talking about he was in the lame duck year. Hell, he had 9 months left in office, and they refused to even debate it. Y'all think about what's going on. Now they've got you thinking that everything that's going on that we're trying to do is just for black people. Hold on, y'all. One of my computers just fell over. Hold on. Think about that. You know daggone good and well that what we're doing ain't just for black folks. When we do something to benefit the country, it benefits everybody. Do you know what that meant when they refused the John Lewis voter suppression bill? It hurt everybody, not only black folks. Lyndon Baines Johnson said, if you can get the white folks to think that it's all about black and white, they will support you if they white. You can pick their pockets, and they won't even mind it. They'll know it, won't even care. But that's what's going on right now. It's not black and white. It's right and wrong. Lines are open. Somebody out there want to talk to me? Somebody talk to me. Lines are open. Lines are open. Somebody talk to me. I agree 100%, Mr. Murray. Much love. Thank you, Jenny. Look at how much we've contributed to this country. We built this damn country. People of color built this country. There isn't a war that has been in this country, that we have been in this country, that black folks didn't fight to. Not one war have we not fought in also. Think about it. Not one. But now let me tell you about when World War II. All of the German prisoners could ride in the front cars, but the blacks had to ride in the back cars. They gave our enemy, the Germans, more privilege than they gave us black soldiers who fought in that war. Think about that. You put your enemy ahead of those who are fighting beside you. That is cold, cold, cold. Makes no sense. Now, you're looking at the inventions that we're doing today. And I'm going to get a list of those probably next week. Have a list of all the recent inventions of black people. I've got a lot of research to do. Because I had to do a lot of research to get all of these. I just read you, about 40, 50. And you probably never heard of most of these people. Why? The only thing during Black History Month they want to teach about Martin Luther King, I Had a Dream. That is not all of Martin. That's all they teach. They don't tell you much about Malcolm. They don't tell you much about Coretta, Martin's wife. They don't tell you much about Rosa Parks. And see, the lie they tell you is Rosa Parks sat there because she was tired. She said, stop telling that lie. I know Rosa. I talk with Rosa. She says, don't you ever say that again. She says, I sat there because when I was sitting there, I thought of, what's that kid's name they killed? His mother showed his face. Oh my God. What is wrong with me? Well, anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. Somebody tell me, please. I got all you people online and nobody knows. I can't think of his name. That's all. I've got so much stuff going through my mind. You're right, Dan, Ms. McKenzie. We must educate our children. You are so right. We must educate our children. And she is on Facebook. Let me check and see if I got any messages on. Speak up. I heard somebody. Just speak up. I heard somebody talking just now. You got to speak up. Hold on. I messed up, Belinda. I couldn't think of it. Oh, now I can hear you. Say that again.
I said I couldn't think of it either to help you out. I do apologize. It was like, okay, I can't help him out. I can't think of it.
And you know who I'm talking about because they just did a movie on him last week. And I was just talking about him with my wife, and now I can't think of his name. My mind is just, I got so much stuff going through my mind right now. And nobody online will even tell me. I got all these people online.
It's like at the tip, but you see it.
Yeah.
You know it's at the tip, but it's like, okay, what is it? But thank you for the education on Black history. It was so important. Even as you was educating us on everybody who've done all the invention, I myself was at the same time, I started looking up people who were from Maryland, who are Black African Americans who are famous. And so, I started seeing some of the lists. And I said, we don't realize people from our own neighborhoods, not just, you could be in Massachusetts, you can be in Texas, but just the fact, look up the African Americans who have made it famous that came from where you live at, which lets you know, not just history and inventors that we have. We have great inventors. Some of them have gone and invented things, but some people who have invented some new things they have on list. But we also have people who are famous. They came right out that neighborhood that you live in, right out that county and city. Look like the same way they made it, you can make it too. So this good information you're sharing, and it makes you look and think and to see, hey, let's see who came from my neighborhood, who's done what, and my area. Sometimes we need to look it up and see the people who have made it that live right in the same communities that we lived in and we live in.
Yeah, I got a lot of research to do because I'm gonna have that within the next week and a half, and I'm gonna do a show and do the same thing on those I just did on the ones who invented early. But now here's the thing.
Yeah, because that's interesting. Because I was just looking up. I was looking at Monique came from Baltimore. Jada Pickett came from this area. We know Kevin Durant, but it was a whole lot of them. And I was like, wow. When we look at all the people who came right here from Maryland,
from Maryland, yes,
right. Yeah, so imagine the DMV, the people we have right in this area. So it's really interesting. I think we need to take time when we talk about history. All of this is part of the inventors are good, but let's go a little beyond. Let's see people who have made it no matter what they've done, because they even had some of the football players, the basketball players, people who have made it athletes do the swimming, just tennis or whatever. But people have made it doing so many great things. They even had political leaders. And people who are in your community, same people you live next door, and them are some of the same things that you can do. You can make it. People who have been CEO and directors of banks. So this is that if they can do it, and they came from the same communities you came in, which is some of the same schools, lived in some of the neighborhoods, just think of the great things you can be as a famous African American.
Look at how many people in the government today or were of great people who attended an HBCU. Your vice president attended an HBCU. So did John Lewis. I mean, I could name, I'm going to do that too, how many people of power attended an HBCU.
Good info.
Oh, it's a whole bunch. People that we don't know. They attended an HBCU. Look at me. I attended.
We got African American inventors and African American business people who are African American children who are starting their own lemonade to being sold at 7-Eleven and in Walmart and stores right in our area. So it doesn't limit the age. You can start at an early age. We can do it. We can be business owners. We can be millionaires and CEOs. We didn't implement it. We let it fly right back past us, and somebody else and went out and got it patent, or someone else and created something that we know we thought of it.
Well, see, those who, like I say, those who do will, those who don't won't.
Yeah.
And I'm look at me. I attended HBCU. I didn't graduate from the HBCU, but I started out in the HBCU.
But you attended.
I attended an HBCU.
Yes, you're alumni. Yeah, you went there. You was one of the people who went there.
So I mean, I'm gonna educate y'all this month. This month, I'm gonna blow y'all's mind. I am strictly doing Black History. This is Black History Month in February. I'm gonna give y'all something. Stay tuned in. And now here's the thing, parents. Why come you don't have your children listening to my show? So they can see and learn business, learn about investments, learn about success, learn about entrepreneurship, learn about more than being a basketball player, football player, or a rap artist. Why you don't have them sitting down? See, that's why come we having so much problems with our children. We aren't showing them nothing else. We letting them damn video games and that vulgar rap. Now, yesterday I had to get on somebody. I was in this place yesterday, and the music they playing was so vulgar. It was rap music, and it was. I mean, I was there because I was in a poker tournament yesterday, and the music it was so vulgar. I was going to tell the lady, "Come on now, can't y'all play some R&B?" I mean, the music they were playing was vulgar, F word, MF word, B word.
And see, Mary, you're talking. See, that's what it is. We're putting things in, so people are listening to that. Not just kids. It was adults sitting there. So you guys are listening to that. It's just like they say, and it's just going through your mind like you listen to a tape over and over again. And you know, when we hear something like "to all beef patties, special off," it's it's in our head. Have it your way. Coke is it. I mean, all of that. So eventually, you'll listen to that vulgar music, and it gets into your spirit. And that's what we have to realize about children, as you say. We have to be very careful what we put in their spirit and what they hear. We need to be letting them know, look in the mirror, sweetie, you're greatness, you are beautiful, you are king, you're a queen, you come from a royal family. We don't need them to be listening to music, just like you said, it's cussing and calling people out of their name. We need to, not only do we need to let them listen to positive music, we need to be positive role models in their life. We need to let them know you are beautiful, wonderfully, fully made, just how you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what weight, size, height you are beautiful, and you have a purpose. You have a great purpose in life, and we all have a purpose in life. Your purpose is you will make a difference. You will be somebody. We are the ones who have to speak, because it was generations who have fought, just like you was just telling about all these people who invented things. They invented these things so we can have microwaves, so we can have vacuum cleaners, so we can have road signs, so we can be more safer, so it can be a generation, a next generation to really use these things. So we have to do the same thing to make sure that we are empowering words that are positive into the next generation, because they will be the next inventors to even invent a whole lot more for us to be able to use it for the next generation to carry on.
Thank you, Miss McKenzie. It was Emmett Till we couldn't think the name of, Belinda.
Yes, Emmett Till. That's who
Emmett Till, yes. I mean, those of you who have yet to see the series, Women of the Struggle, you got to watch it. Oh my God, you got to watch that series, that movie. That what was it? Three part series. You got, and sit your children down, y'all. Daggone it. And I don't mean daggone. I really want to use them big, dirty words, but we got to start letting our children learn the history so it won't happen to them.
So Mr. Murray, you started talking about in the beginning when you first started the show, you started talking about the school system. And so as I put my school board hat on right here in Prince George's County, you started talking about wanting to teach the African American history and about slavery and what has been through. So I'm going to be honest with you, I'm kind of torn on that. I want the next generation to know, but I'm going to be honest with you, some of these things is for us to tell the next generation. I think the school can only put bullet points on this, but it's up to us to tell the story. Because when you look in the school system, you will have people trying to tell a story that they never even been through. You will have, and we have different Caucasians, we have different race teachers, Spanish teachers, so you have teachers from all different cultures. They can't tell the story like your ancestors could tell the story, or like the story was said. So yes, it needs to be a glimpse of the story, like bullet points to tell some of the history. But in all honesty, the kids need to go home and their parents need to share the history that was shared from generation to generation. They need to tell the real story, the true story. I was telling my daughter what bothered me the most is when I graduated in 1980 and I went to Strand University, and it was a white teacher trying to teach Black history that knew nothing about it, and he was trying to tell my story, and we were conflicting. It was like, I can't take this. You don't know our struggle. You're not telling the story right. And so that's why I said we have to be careful when we ask other people to teach our story, because a lot of them don't really know our story.
No, they have no idea. You know, I did that one time. I got into a altercation.
See? Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth of what happened. I was taking karate, and I was bad to the bone. And this dude messed around and kept picking at me, and I wouldn't pay him no attention. And then he walked up to me and scratched my face, and I knocked him out. Broke his leg, broke his hand intentionally. He took me to court. And the courts told me, because he scratched me, I defended myself. But if I ever do that much damage to a person again, I got to do time. And they sent me to a psychiatrist who happened to be white. And she was not ready for me, baby. She trying to tell me and ask me questions, tell me things. And I asked her, I said, tell me this. Where did you go to school? And I said, how many Black people were you around when you grew up? How many Black people are your friends? Then how are you going to be able to tell me how I am, what I'm going through, and you've never seen my point of view? Oh, baby, when I finished with that lady, she told me that I didn't have to come back. But she caught me when I was into the move. I was really into the movement. And my Blackness showed.
And that's one of the biggest issues right now in our school system now with kids that we have, and some people call them problem kids, or kids with issues, or homeless kids, or foster kids, or kids who just going through something. We don't know their story. We don't know the children who's going home who don't have lights. We don't know the children at home who don't have food. We don't know their struggle, the ones who are being abused, the ones who have to take care of their siblings. We don't know the ones who are going to a neighborhood where there's nothing but shooting, or they have to walk through drug dealers. We don't know, or who has to sleep on floor, what people are going through, but we're sending them to all of these schools and communities with different people, and some of the kids they have the best. They're driving cars, they have food to eat, they have these things, but you don't know what the person next to you is carrying in their backpack, all the issues they're carrying, and they're going to school with your kids, and we expect them to be able to learn the same, but they cannot, because they are not the same. They're going through different things.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Definitely. And here's the thing they don't realize. These kids are suffering the same problems mentally that military people go through after war.
Yes,
they are. They suffer, and they're young, and their minds. And we wouldn't know why come we have so many problems. I love the fact of the Millionaire Mastermind Institute. I love the fact of this show because I am giving back. So when I die and I go before my maker, I'm hoping all he can do is open the gate and say, come on in, job well done.
Well done, well done, well done. That's it. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear well done.
Yes. I mean, I don't have to do what I'm doing, because y'all gonna see this cost me. This ain't costing y'all a dime. Every show I do, I got to come out of my pocket to pay for it. That's why I ask y'all to give financial support and donations. You can go to Cash App, $W Murray. Cash App, $WMURRY. Or PayPal.me/MM Institute. That's PayPal.me /MM Institute, or P.O. Box 47438, District Heights, Maryland. P.O. Box 47438, District Heights, Maryland. I want to thank Miss Nance. Miss Nance, I got your donation and your order for my book today. I did get it. Miss Gilmore, thank you. Book donation. Is it Robinson? I think Robinson. I want to thank you for donation and order my book. From the Mind of William. To order my book, you can go to the same thing, Cash App, $W Murray. You can text me at 931-269-1010. You can email me at trts.info1@gmail.com. You can also go to PayPal me /MM Institute. MM Institute. Or call here at the Institute and we'll do everything right on the phone. And you get a receipt right then and there. 240-619-2019. From the Mind of William, the thought and action process to success. And let me tell you, I'm going to read to you what I'm telling you the book is about. This book, From the Mind of William, are affirmations written by Professor Murray. You will learn the positive side of life and how to live it. It will teach you, guide you, and give you a broader way to live and enjoy everything that happens in life. Not to you, but that it all happens for you. You will learn how to be successful in business and in life. After reading this book, you will not be the same person that started reading it. It is a positive book that will change your life and your mindset. I'm not saying it because I wrote it. I'm telling you because it's fact. And I often tell you that fact and truth are undefeated since the beginning of time. Order the book. If you don't like it, send it back and I'll send you your money back. Miss Queen, you have a copy of my book because I saw you, what was Sunday? Saturday? What day was that, Belinda? Saturday. And I gave you, you got your copy of the book because you purchased a copy of the book from me.
The book, yes, indeed.
And I hope you had a chance just to look at a little bit of it. Because I know you're busy in a one-legged man right now in a three-legged race because you're running for office.
Yes. Matter of fact, I will be looking at the book a little bit more just after the Queen's Royal Ball. It was just so much going on, but I do have a copy of the book, and I do plan on reading the book, and I thank you so very much.
Well, darling, I appreciate the fact that you purchased the book from me.
You're welcome. It was good to see Bruce get a copy of the book. I know he took that copy of that book back to Texas with him.
Yeah. Oh, you know what, Belinda? I need you to call me, darling. Can you call me tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
I'm serious.
Definitely do that. I'm sure I have to send you a clip. He was talking on the Erica County Wake Up in the Morning with Erica Campbell, the Erica Campbell Morning Show, and he gave a shout out about the Queen's Ball, and he said he was going to talk about it all week, so I'm sure he done clips all week. So he had a great time right here in the DMV.
I be honest with you, I heard it.
Great.
I heard it. But they're put in your phone. Be sure to call me tomorrow, please.
Yes, I will.
I want to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
So give me a call tomorrow.
Yes, sir. But thank you, Mr. Murray. For this program, which was needed tonight, because it was needed tonight. We are going to the month of February, and we all must remember we set a time for everything else for Black History Month, African American History Month, whatever you want to call it. It's very important. It's very important that we understand everyone culture. We are in a diverse society. We do have different people. Our kids go to different people. We interact with different people, whether we go in a grocery store, whether we go into the bank. No matter where we go, we must know their culture. We must understand people a little bit better. We have to be more caring and respect each other's culture. But most of all, we have to have more love. No matter what month it is, whether it's African American History, Black History Month, whether it's Jewish Month, no matter what it is, we have to start learning each other's culture and understand we're all different people. But we're all beautifully and wonderfully made, and we all have a purpose.
Once we start learning our history, that's the reason I push the book so much by Anthony Browder, the Now, N-I-L-E, Valley Contribution to Civilization. The Now Valley Contribution. That's one of the best books I have ever read. I ain't saying the best, but it's right up there in my top 10. I can almost say my top 5.
If you don't know about yourself and you don't know your own history, how can you even learn about somebody else? So you said it, we got to learn our history.
The reason we're going through the struggle that we're going through is we don't know about us, our culture. If we learned our culture, things would change. See, once I learned about my culture, my diet changed, my mentality changed, and my health changed, baby. Because for me to be 71, I have never been sick because I learned about my diet from my blackness and my melanin, and I learned that my DNA and what to eat to stay healthy. 71 and never been sick. Come on, y'all.
Come on now, come on.
I'm trying to teach you what I know. That's why lines are always open for questions. I don't care what, it ain't going to be topic, just question. I tell y'all this is the quickest hour of the week. I have been online now for 53 minutes, and it doesn't seem like it. I got all these people on my social media. I got all these people on my open line, my call in. And Blenda, you're the only one that said anything. I appreciate Miss McKenzie.
Realize as we look through life and society, there's a lot going on. People are going through some things. And Mr. Murray with the Million Mastermind opened up his line 3 days a week. I believe it's still 3 days a week for you guys to call in and talk about anything. And sometimes it's needed to talk about anything because if you listen to all the suicide that's going on over land, people need to hear from you. And you need to be heard from other people too. You need to listen in. You need to call it, and you need to express yourself. What better opportunity Mr. Murray gives you than to be able to call in and say, hey, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns. He may not know all the answers, but guess what? He can help refer you to someone who may know the answer. So I'm just going to say, take advantage of the opportunities that we do have. If you have something to say, if you're going through something, I'm sure Mr. Murray will take the time to take us out and have people to share what they've been through. Because trust me, in life, all of us are going through something, and it's somebody that's been through some of the same things you're going through. And I can tell you from my experience that it gets better and better with time. You know, no matter what you're going through, what trials and tribulations and mountains, it gets better. You'll get through it. But guess what? We can tell you from experience because we've been through, come on, Mr. Murray, we've been through a lot, but we made it. We made it.
And you know, Blenda, don't you hear me tell? I said at the beginning of the show, if you learn something, teach us. If you know something, tell us. So it don't get no more open than that. That's what I tell you. You know, it's always open to talk to me, talk to us. You know, sometimes, like I say, one of the best things you can ever do is listen to your problem. Not, you know, like I said, you never ever work on your problem. You always just work on the solution. You got a problem? Talk to me. If I can't answer, somebody out there can. Nobody knows who you are and what you look like because we ain't gonna tell them. How many Blenders are out there? How many Jennies are out there? How many Glens are out there? How many Maggies are out there? The world, they ain't gonna know that it's you because you don't have to give your last name. I just like to call your name when I talk to you. It ain't got to be your last name. Just give your first name. Or what people call you. If it's a nickname, just give me that. Or just tell me any name. You ain't got to tell me the truth. How am I going to know that you're not who you say you are? We are here to help you. I tell you, this show is for you. Y'all have no idea how much research and studying and reading I have to do a show. A lot. Thank you, Belinda. Appreciate you, dear. Please call me tomorrow, Belinda.
I will. I definitely will. It's good to hear from you. Everybody be safe out here. Continue to mask up. Enjoy the snow. Hopefully it'll clean the air. Thank you again, Mr. Murray. I can't tell you how important it is to continue to talk about Black African-American history. It's so important for us to understand what people who have gone before us have done and what the ones who are still here are doing.
Look at all these inventions I gave you this evening that you had no idea about, and I guarantee you 98% of the people that was on that list you'd never ever heard of, or you didn't even know that that's what that was invented by people of color. A doorknob, a lock. Come on, y'all didn't know that. A fountain pen, a guitar, a lantern, keychain, curtain rod, curtain dryer, a clothes dryer, biscuit cutter. Come on, y'all didn't know that. Ice cream scoop. I mean, think about it. And just think how many things we invented that they took credit for because they did not allow us to have patents. They tell you that Edison invented the light bulb. Y'all know that's a lie, right? But that's what they tell you. They tell you about how great David Bowie is, and I made him a hero. Do you know he was getting ready to go to court for murder? He was getting ready to be court martial because he went into an Indian tribe and killed everyone down to the newborn children. And he was in the process of being court martialed when he got killed, and they made him a hero. Y'all didn't even know that. David Bowie ain't no damn hero. And guess what? Who they say discovered America? He didn't discover America. That's a lie told. But y'all don't know his history. Columbus did not discover America, y'all. He was a racist, alcoholic, ignorant person. We're going to talk about that, y'all. It's that time of the evening. Like I always tell you, if you push me, I'll pull you. If you pull me, I'll push you. It doesn't matter if you're pushing or you're pulling, y'all. We're going to get there together. I guarantee you success if you tune in, and if I'm coaching you, if I'm mentoring you, I will guarantee you success. And you know I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. So until next time, everyone, God bless, and keep working on your road to success. Until next time, everyone, God bless.